Jùju music is a popular Yoruba music genre that has been defined as a guitar band music with a blend of Yoruba percussions. This kind of dedicatory music that expresses praise and commendation was created by the Yorubas in Lagos in the 1930s and 1940s from diverse palm wine music sounds. The word Juju shouldn't be confused with the magical power associated with charms or fetish things in West Africa. Although the origin of the word is not very certain, most people believe that it was developed from people shouting "Jusoke," which means "throw it up." Early Juju musicians would shout this phrase when music was played in the streets, accompanied by throwing up and shaking a tambourine. From the early 1930s and 1940s, when Juju music was prevalent only in Yorubaland, to the early 1970s, when the music had become a popular genre across the country, to the 1980s, which saw both a short-term decline and later a resurgence of Juju music with the release of Shina Peters' remarkable Ace album. The Juju music we listen to and enjoy today has undergone many changes in terms of instrumentation, melodies, and recordings. A lot of great musicians have contributed immensely to the development of the music. In this video, I'll be showing you 11 musicians that have had the greatest impact on the music. On August 24, 1910, on Lagos Island, Abdurrafiu Tunde King was born. Tunde King, as he was known, is largely credited with the coining of the term Juju and is usually regarded as the creator of Juju music. He and a group of friends would frequently meet at a mechanic workshop for evenings of music beginning in the mid of late 1920s. Tunde and his group gradually went from playing palm wine music, which was popular among guitarists in Lagos, to making Yoruba songs and translating them into a story-like song in a call and response form, with the audience doing the response. His meteoric rise began when his music was played on Radio Lagos in 1932, and by 1933, Tunde King and his band were getting formal. They began getting invitations from the affluent and renowned elite members of the Lagos community. However, it wasn't until Tunde King and his group played at the burial ceremony of Dr. Ogunlana Shakpara in June 1935 that his music was dubbed Juju music. Shakparati Sajule Orun, Eko and the definitive Oba Oyinbo were among his outstanding recordings. Tunde King became late during the 1980s. Ayinde Bakare was born in Lagos in 1912. He began his music career with Tunde King and began recording with the British record company, his master's voice, in 1937. Starting with 4 band members in 1937, he would extend his band to 8 band members in 1959, using instruments like shekere, conga, gong, and the electric guitar. Bakare, who was always adding new instruments to his creative ensemble, is credited with being the first Juju performer to use an amplified guitar in 1949. He was always keen to keep Juju music true to its ancient roots and was highly popular among Lagos and Ibadan socialites in the 1950s and 1960s. Unfortunately, he passed away on October 1, 1972 in Lagos, Nigeria, during a wedding celebration performance under unknown circumstances. Tunde Nightingale, born as Ernest Olatunde Thomas on December 10, 1922 in Ibadan, is regarded as the first musician to become a successful Juju performer after the Second World War. The popularity of the Juju sound, popularized by Dairo, contributed to his career rise during this period. After a high-energy performance in which he sang all night with a silky and avian-like singing voice, adoring fans bestowed upon him the moniker. His music was known as Showambe. By the 1960s, Nightingale would have a more dedicated and renowned fan following among Lagos socialites than Dairo. He passed away in 1981 after having an amazing career in which he released about 40 albums. Born on February 25, 1925, into a royal family in Owo Town, Ondo State, Kokoro began entertaining Lagosians with his unique solo style and a tin drum, subsequently switching to a tambourine and samba. Prior to the beginning of his music career, he went blind in the middle of his secondary studies at Okitipupa Modern High School in Ondo State. His musical journey would lead him from Owo through Okitipupa to Ibadan in Oyo State, and finally to Lagos, where he would be exposed to the music of Dairo, Victor Olaya, and Ayinde Bakare. Fatai Rolling Dollars, born as Olayiwola Fatai Olagunju on July 22, 1926 in Ede, Osun State, began his music career in the 1940s as a percussionist with prominent Kokoma bands of the day. To survive as a young artist, Fatai Rolling Dollar switched from playing the thumb piano, Agidigbo, to the guitar in 1955, and by 1957, he had formed his band, Fatai Rolling Dollar and his African Rhythm Ensemble, which was an 8-piece band. Ebenezer Obey, who went on to become a prominent Juju musician, joined his band in 1958 and was mentored by Rolling Dollar. No other musician has ever been able to match his creative, narrative ability to merge high life and Juju music. On June 12, 2013, he passed away. Ike Dairo, who was born Isaiah Kende Dairo in 1930 in Offa, Kwara State, is regarded as one of Africa's first international music stars and the man who introduced Juju music to a wider audience that included Nigerian elites. His music career took off when he formed his own band, the 10-piece Morning Star Orchestra in 1957, later renaming it to the Blue Spot. No other musician experimented with Juju music as much as Ike Dairo. He combined traditional Nigerian sounds, used other Nigerian languages in his songs, and even added the accordion, slide guitar, and talking drum into Juju music. Ike Dairo was a significant character in Juju music from the late 1950s to the mid-1960s, and his fan base increased across ethnic boundaries since his music reflected the nation's cultural sovereignty, especially after Nigeria got independence from Britain in 1960. Queen Elizabeth bestowed the title of Member of the British Empire (MBE) on him in 1963 in recognition of his overwhelming global popularity and contribution to music. He passed away on February 7, 1996 at the age of 65, after a remarkable career spanning almost 5 decades. Idowu Animashaun was born in the village of Egbere, Ogun State in 1938. He began his career as a stenographer before venturing into music. In 1967, he started with high life bands and eventually launched his own band which he called Idowu Animashaun and his Lisabi brothers. After their 1974 European tour, the band's name was changed to Idowu Animashaun and his Lisabi Brothers International. In the 1960s and 1970s, he was a leading Juju music attraction and the peer of King Sunny Ade, Ebenezer Obey, and Prince Adekunle. He is now an evangelist and the director of the World Hope Ministry on the outskirts of Ibadan, Oyo State. Ebenezer Obey Fabiyi, also known as the Chief Commander, was born on April 3, 1942 in Idogo, Ogun State. After years of coaching and mentoring from Fatai Rolling Dollar, Obey started his own band, the International Brothers, in 1964. He became more innovative with his music in the mid-1960s, integrating the bass guitar and numerous Yoruba talking drums to provide additional rhythm. From the late 1960s until the 1980s, he and King Sunny Ade dominated the Juju music scene. He later named his music style Juju Miliki, which in Yoruba means enjoyment. The music was named after the Miliki Sport Hotel, where his band frequently stayed. The former Juju superstar is now an evangelist who prefers to sing gospel music rather than secular Juju music. Josiah Adekunle, a member of the Okeonoria line, was born on October 22, 1942 in Abeokuta, Ogun State. Sorry if I'm butchering the name of the place. Prince Adekunle, known for his distinctive shades, acted as a mentor to popular Juju performers like Shina Peters and Segun Adewale, both of whom began their careers with his band, Prince Adekunle and his Western State Brothers. He began touring Europe in 1972 and his band was eventually renamed General Prince Adekunle and his Supersonic Sounds in 1975. Ayinde Bakare, Give Us This Day Our Daily Bread, and Eniyola Show Me are some of his most well-known tunes. Sunday Adeniyi was born into an Akure royal family on September 22, 1946. In 1964, he landed his first significant musical engagement as a guitarist with a well-known high-life band, Moses Olaya's Federal Rhythm Dandies. King Sunny Ade, as he is popularly called, was a musical innovator, adding Congolese guitar into his music in the 1970s and synthesizers in the 1980s. KSA also developed his own Juju music and dance motions, dubbed the Synchro System, which was marked by the incorporation of Hawaiian steel guitar into his routines and live performances. From 1975 until 1980, he was the most financially successful Juju performer of all time, releasing 6 albums per year and selling an average of 200,000 copies each year. He still remains highly relevant in the Nigerian music industry and continues to help other Nigerian musicians with copyright-related issues. Dele Abiodun, well known as the Admiral, was born on March 30, 1948 in former Bende State, now known as Edo State. He dropped out of school as a young boy and moved to Ghana to pursue music at the Young Pioneers School of Music. His decision went against his father's expectations, who desired that he become a doctor, lawyer, or an engineer. The Admiral's music, which he referred to as Adawa sound, is a fusion of Juju music from the 1960s and genuine high-life music from Ghana. Adawa means rare, distinctive, or independent, which the Admiral intended to convey by emphasizing the uniqueness of his music. When he returned to Lagos from Ghana in 1969, he formed his own band, Sweet Abbey and his Top Hitters Band. The Admiral never achieved the kind of success that his fellow Juju contemporaries, such as King Sunny Ade and Ebenezer Obey, did. Nonetheless, he is recognized with introducing new sound components into Juju music, such as electro claps and drum machine, with the release of his album in 1984 that was called It's Time for Juju Music. Segun Adewale was born into a royal family in Osogbo, Osun State in 1955. He began his music career by listening to and watching his father play the guitar. However, his music career took off when he relocated to Lagos and met Dairo. Adewale learned how to organize, create, and play Juju music under the direction of the Juju great. After spending some time also with Prince Adekunle in the 1970s, Adewale established a new group with Shina Peters in 1977 named Shina Adewale and the Superstars International. The fruitful collaboration would release 9 albums over the course of 3 years before splitting in 1980. Adewale's style changed over the following several years, and in 1984, his music was described as yo-pop, a fusion of funk, jazz, juju, reggae, and Afrobeat. Shina Peters, born as Shina Peters on May 30, 1958 in Ogun State, is widely regarded as the creator of Afro-Juju music, a powerful combination of Afrobeat, Juju, and engaging and striking Fuji-style groove, which is the kind of Juju that is done in Nigeria today. He had his first taste of Juju music success while performing with General Prince Adekunle, and then formed his own band alongside Segun Adewale. Shina Peters would go on to start his own band, Shina Peters and his International Stars, in the early 1980s. He became the most important Juju musician in the late 1980s and for most of the 1990s after the release of the group's debut album, Ace, in 1989. Shina Peters became a global sensation after the publication and popularity of the group's second album, Shinomania, and was hailed as the one who resurrected Juju music. You're probably wondering why Kayode Fashola has not been included on the list. That's due to the lack of information about him. He also had a great impact on the music and belongs up there among Juju greats. Thanks for watching this video. If you think this video has been helpful, please like this video and share. See you in the next one.